of the building. There, like that. Hey guys, Aaron and Alex Dorr here with Georgia Gun Owners. We are live in the Capitol right now. We have a major announcement as we work to advance SEPA legislation here in Atlanta. Guys, everyone knows what's going on right now. The background here is ominous. We have a president who is signing executive orders left and right attacking our gun rights. Today it's the pistol brace. Last year it was the bump stock ban. It's going to go on and on and on. And there's two ways to address that. Number one is a lawsuit, and number two is the Second Amendment Preservation Act. We call it SEPA law for short. And guys, what SEPA does, as you probably know, is it limits Georgia cops. It's a radical idea. Georgia cops enforce Georgia laws when it comes to firearms, ammo, and accessories. So if Joe Biden wants to come into Georgia and enforce his new pistol brace ban, he can send feds here to do that. But Georgia cops will not help him do it. That's what SEPA law does. We already have a sponsor in the Senate, Senator Colton Moore, and today we're going to be announcing a major advancement. We have secured our House sponsor, and guys, we're now live in both chambers. Alex, who do we got?
We have Charlize Byrd from Cherokee, and if you guys know the name, then you know that she's fighting like hell already for you here in Atlanta. But not just on guns, but on everything. She's a true conservative who is just giving it everything. She was not the darling of the House Speaker last year, but you know he's not the Speaker anymore. So we are so excited to have two companion bills with the same wording in both chambers. What usually happens is someone in the House will see the Senate doing something, they'll try and mimic it, and it'll be off, it'll be wrong, it'll be different, it'll not be a true SEPA bill. We have the exact same language now going through both chambers, and that we hope will mesh in the middle and go straight to the governor to be signed.
Yeah, guys, the key right now then is we have the bill filed in both chambers. Now we need co-sponsors.
This is it.
So now we need GGO members to go out there and do what you guys do best, burn down the phone lines, fire off the emails, talk to your state rep and senator at forums, at events, at church, at wherever you see them on the weekend, and say, we want you to co-sponsor SEPA law in Atlanta, because co-sponsors matter down here. They're not required. You don't have to have them. It depends on who's pushing what bill. But having 20, 30 names on a bill like this is critical to show leadership that gun owners want this to move. And guys, we're fighting against a dynamic down here that we're not surprised about, and that is that, we kind of addressed the gun issue last year. We passed constitutional carry, and that's true, and that's a fact, and we were happy to receive that freedom. But let's be honest, we waited a long time for that, and we can't wait very long for this.
No, again, let's see, exactly. Julia's asking who is on our side. That's exactly how you're going to find out, not just by their support in the forums when they're asking for donations for their caucus, but who's actually signing the bill and putting their name out there saying, we support gun owners here in the state of Georgia, and we want our officers to enforce our laws. So again, we don't have bill numbers assigned yet. Those will probably be a day or two. So when you call your House rep, you got to say, I want you to be on Charlize Byrd's bill, the Second Amendment Preservation Act. When you call the Senate Switchboard, I want you to stand with Senator Colton Moore as he stands between me and Joe Biden, making me a felon.
Hey guys, there's not a lot of time on this. Like I said, we had some time. I mean, we effectively had time on constitutional carry, because if you wanted to get a permit, you could get a permit here in Georgia. But when it comes to this, these laws take effect in mid-May. So we're going to be facing felony charges by mid-May. And by mid-May, Biden expects your sheriff's department, your police department, and the state patrol to be knocking on your door to enforce these orders. Now, some of you might say, well, there's no way that my sheriff is going to enforce this crap in my county. And that may very well be true. But what about your next sheriff and the next sheriff?
Exactly.
How about your state patrol? How about the local city police department where you live? We simply don't know, because there's a lot of federal control and a lot of federal money that's brought to bear to compel local jurisdictions to carry out the enforcement of these laws. And so guys, we cannot wait indefinitely on this. We need to see action on this bill very quickly this session. And again, for right now, the immediate action step is to call and email your state rep and tell them to co-sponsor. What's that?
Do you want me to read out the phone
Yeah, I'll get the numbers right now. I have them right here.
Sounds good.
So we have two numbers for you to call. It's posted above the video here, but in case you can't see that, the House Switchboard number is seconds away. Give me just 1 second here. Go ahead.
404.
Yeah, here it is. 656-1776. Again, 404-656-1776. 1776. Pretty convenient number
Very
there.
nice.
The Senate Switchboard number, 404-656-5040. Again, 656-5040. They'll take your name, they'll take your address and connect you right with your lawmakers here in the state capitol, but you got to get involved now. You know, one thing we heard yesterday in the building all day, I mean literally all day in all of our meetings, was that, man, you guys were pretty, we got so many calls last year on constitutional carry. We don't really,
You guys
man, we
did
don't,
that.
and some of them were impressed, and
Yeah.
some were pissed, and we're okay with either way.
Yeah.
And we told them, well, that's the difference between Georgia gun owners and every other lobby in this building. We don't come down here with the nicest tie. Heck, he's not even wearing a tie today. We don't have the best personalities. We have the best members. And we have GGO Nation who cares about freedom. And your phone calls, your emails, and yes, your text messages won the day last year here in Georgia for constitutional carry. We have to do it again now. They heard you loud and clear last session. We're now cranking that fire show up again with your pressure right now. So get involved in this fight, guys, immediately.
And again, I think the key element here is the sense of urgency. How these bills get dropped in the hopper and how many co-sponsors are on them and how much people are emailing in, that is going to dictate and drive the leadership in this building in prioritizing what they want to get done for this year. You know, This is not an election year. Last year was, and there were like 50 pre-filed bills in the Senate because everyone wanted to get their campaign stuff done. Butt kiss, zero, none, no bills pre-filed because they're not seeing a sense of urgency in the state of Georgia to do anything because they don't have a campaign trail they need to hop on with it. So we have got to burn down the phones and the emails just like last year because, again, in May, felons all across America because we won't register with Joe Biden on his little list. But today it's pistol braces. Again, we do not know what the next executive order is. We know Joe Biden cannot pass it through Congress, we hope. We don't know that actually. But we do know that just this morning he stood in front of a microphone and said we're going to ban so-called assault weapons across America. Is that his next executive order? We have to be thinking about what is coming down the pipeline from that tyrant or the next governor's election. If it's Stacey runs again, we had to think about who the next county sheriff is in Barrow or Madison or anywhere else. We simply don't know. The Second Amendment Preservation Act today protects us from everything the left wants to do to us in the future. And so we've got to mount the pressure and get rolling this week on it.
Yeah, I think, guys, constitutional carry was a major objective for Georgia gun owners, and we checked that box. But the stakes are so much higher with SEPA because, like I said, you could get a permit. We could get permits waiting for constitutional carry. There is no relief from this. There's no relief from Joe Biden right here. If he has the ability to force Georgia cops to enforce federal executive orders, he's going to do it. And so we have got to get on the stick on this right away. Fire up those emails, guys. Make your phone calls happen. We have about 15 meetings left here in the next little bit. We got to bounce.
Meet with a lot.
But guys, make those calls happen. Share our video. We'll keep you guys informed. Take care.